Hello, this is Rachel from Taylor in Kensington, and I'm here this evening with my latest book haul. I know I said in my last book haul that I was going to take a break from buying books, but I found a couple of really amazing sales and some great deals, and I ended up getting a ton of books. But I didn't spend nearly as much money as one would think, so I feel like it's probably a deal. So let's go ahead and jump into the books I bought this month. First, I went to the Half Price Books clearance sale, and every book there, every item really was, I think, like $2 or less, so all of these were a pretty good steal. So the first one I bought was The Kidnapping of Christina Lattimore? Maybe. I'm not sure. I kind of read the cover. It looks like a fun little mystery. It's by Joan Lowry Nixon, which I know writes some great suspense novels for teens. So I picked this one up. I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Next, I bought A Tale of Two Cities, an older copy. I actually collect this series, this title. So I was kind of excited to find one that I didn't own. But yeah, I picked this one up to add to my collection. I'll have to show you one in a future video, my collection of the books that I collect. The next book I got was A State of Wonder by Ann Patchett. I've read one of her books before, and I really liked it, and I've heard great things about this one, so when I saw it at the book sale, I was excited to pick it up. The next two I found were graphic novels, because as you know, I've said over and over in my videos, I'm really trying to get into the graphic novel arena, so I picked up two that I thought I would like. One of them is A Tale of Two Cities, a comic book version, which, as you know, that's one of my favorite books. I collect that one, so I thought that would be really interesting, and I love the cover. The next one I picked up was Troublemaker by Janet Evanovich and Alex Evanovich. I've read several Janet Evanovich books, and I like them, so I thought this might be an interesting graphic novel to read, and I believe it's a series, because this says book one, so I'll have to check out this series. Next, I picked up one that is not typically something I would read, which is Generation Kill. This sounds like something one of my friends might like, so I'm hoping to read this and maybe pass it on. But it sounds kind of interesting. It was pretty cheap, so I thought I'd give it a try. Next, I stumbled into a series that I hadn't really planned on collecting, but I found them for a really good deal, and I've loved the series, so I went ahead and picked them up. And that is the True Blood series, aka the Sookie Stackhouse series. So I've got here in hard copy, Dead in the Family, Dead Reckoning, From Dead to Worse, Dead and Gone, and then an extra one, which is the Sookie Stackhouse complete stories. So I got quite a few in hardback. I think I own one or two of them in paperback, so I'm thinking I might try to collect them in hardback now and give them all a read. I think I'm on like the third in the series, so I'm not sure. We'll kind of see where that goes, but I found them for a great deal, so I thought, why not? Maybe I'll start collecting them. So those were all the books that I got from the first book sale that I went to, which again was the Half Price Books clearance sale. If you ever get a chance to go to one of those, definitely. They're massive, and they have such great deals. Next, I went to a library book sale, which, again, they usually have really good sales. I think everything in this one was about $2 or less as well. The first section I hit up at the library book sale was the audiobooks. I love to listen to audiobooks when I'm in my car driving to and from work every day because I get extra reading time in there. So I picked up a few of those. The first audiobook I picked up was The Hour I First Believed by Wally Lamb. I've read one of Wally Lamb's books before. I believe it was She's Come Undone, and I really liked it, so I'm hoping to get into this one soon. I also picked up James Patterson, Unlucky 13. I'm reading this number series from him. It's the women's detective series, the ladies detective series. I think I'm only on number 3 right now, but I know I'm going to read this in the future, so I went ahead and picked it up since it was a good deal. Next, I picked up Agnes and the Hitman by Jennifer Cruz and Bob Mayer. I think I've had this book on my shelf before and just never had a chance to get to it. It still sounds great, so I picked up the audiobook to listen to. Next, I picked up E is for Evidence by Sue Grafton. This is another series that I've been reading. Currently, right now, I'm listening to D in my car, so this one will be up next. I was glad to find it. Next, I got The Swan Thieves by Elizabeth Kostova. I read her first book, which is about Dracula. It's called The Historian, and it was hard for me to get through. It was kind of a really slow start. It was a really long book, but it was good. So I'm hoping this one will be good as well. I'll be excited to pick that one up. Next, I picked up The Switch by Sandra Brown. I don't know if I've actually read a Sandra Brown book before, but I know they're very popular. So I thought, let's give this one a try. And the last one I picked up just based on the cover. It looks awesome. Look at that cover. Interesting. Yeah, this one is called Winterwood by Patrick McCabe. So I think that sounds interesting. It's only a few, I think it's only like 6 books, or 6 CDs rather. So hopefully that's good. So I'm stocked up on my audiobooks for a while, so that's exciting. I did get some books while I was there as well. So next, at the same book sale, I picked up several other books. I picked up first Unwind by Neal Shusterman. I've seen this in several reviews, so I saw it for cheap. I thought I'd pick it up and check out what it's about. I'm not really sure at this point. I also picked up another one I've seen a lot about online, and that is The Brief and Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde. I'm not sure. I've heard good things about it. I'm not really sure what it's about. It was cheap though, so it came home with me. Another one I picked up is by Bill Bryson. I haven't read a Bill Bryson book yet, but I do own another one of his books, and I hear they're amazing. So again, I found it for cheap. I decided to pick it up. This one is Notes from a Small Island. So I'm pretty excited to read that. I'm thinking about maybe doing like a kind of like my own little readathon with like travel books, so that would be perfect for that. I also picked up Jurassic Park. I found this and I know that why not pick this up and read it before maybe the movie comes out. I think it's maybe this summer, maybe next summer. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look into that. But I thought it'd be fun to read and kind of get in with the hype. The next one I picked up is The Rosie Project. I've seen a lot of good reviews about this one, and it sounded really cute when I read the description on Goodreads. So when I saw it, I grabbed it up. Another one that's been on my Goodreads to be read list for a long time that I've never actually had in my hands is The Tales of the Madman Underground. I think the cover looks really neat. It is pretty chunky though, so we'll see when I get to it. But I'm excited to have this on my shelf now for when I get a chance to read it. Last, I bought another copy of A Tale of Two Cities. This one actually has like several notes and highlights from the other person, which I thought's kind of interesting. I might read through and see what they thought was great, but I don't have this cover, so I'm pretty excited about it. So that's 2 new copies of A Tale of Two Cities to add to my collection shelf. And the last book I picked up at the book sale, since I'm trying to learn Spanish, was Learning Spanish on Your Own, A Complete Idiot's Guide. I thought this would be a good way while I continue studying Spanish. So those were all my day. They were giving out bags for $5, and whatever you could fit in the bag, you took for $5. So, of course, my mom and I had to go back for the bag sale the next day. So, the next day, it was kind of just whatever looked good, we just put in the bag, and I managed to fill a whole bag on my own. So, I was pretty excited. The first things I picked up were in the foreign language section, and I got a couple of phrase books. I got a Greek phrase book, I got a Russian phrase book, and I got a French phrase book. I'm kind of into the languages. Every once in a while I change what I want to learn, so I thought having all those on hand would be great. I also picked up a classic, which is Phantom of the Opera. I'm not sure if I actually own this or not, so I went ahead and picked it up since it was a bag sale. I know my mom really likes this play, so maybe we'll read it together one day. The next one I picked up, I believe this has been on my list for a while. I think this is the title. I haven't checked. But it is The Disreputable History of Frankie Landau Banks. Just by the cover, it looks pretty good. And I can see that it's a National Book Award finalist. So I thought, why not? And it is by E. Lockhart. I've heard very good things about that author. So I went ahead and picked it up. The next one is another one I've heard good things about. I'm not really sure what it's about, but it's a hardback that doesn't have the cover, but it is Knots and Crosses by somebody Blackman. I wonder if there's another name in there. I don't see one. Maybe it's just Blackman. Oh, how bold. Mallory Blackman, so I'll try it, see what it's about, see if I like it myself. The next book I got because my mom has a copy of this and she wants to maybe read this together. I know she really thinks it's going to be a good book. I see that it's blurbed here on the back by Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote Eat, Pray, Love, which I just finished recently, so maybe it'll be good. We'll get into it and we'll see. And that is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Society. Not sure. Mom's pick. We'll get into it. We'll see we'll see what we think. Next, I got several books in Spanish to practice reading while I'm learning Spanish. So, no particular reason, just besides the fact that they are in Spanish and it's something that I thought I could get through. The first one is a book of poems in Spanish. Then I got a Mary Higgins Clark book in Spanish, little mysteries. I thought maybe that would be a fun one to try to read in Spanish. Then I got Eclipse, because I know that story, so that would be a really nice one to try to read in Spanish this year. And then I got 2 children's books, as I'm kind of just a beginner right now. The other ones are going to be later on. But I picked up this one. Not even really sure what that is, but it's a little children's book that I can read in Spanish. And then a gift for Abuelita, which I believe is grandma, maybe? I'm not sure. Celebrating Day of the Dead, which is something I've been kind of learning about this year. So I thought those were all great while I learned Spanish. And then I picked up just a few more, again, because it was a bag sale. We got to just fill that bag. So all of these were part of the bag deal. The next one is My Grandfather, Jack the Ripper. I've never heard of this before, but just the title kind of won me over there. I thought that sounded amazing, so I picked it up. The next one I got is one I've already read, but I don't think I own it, so I went ahead and picked it up. And that is Red Dragon by Thomas Harris. I read this last year because I started watching the Hannibal show, and I was kind of interested about the series, at least the book series. So I read Red Dragon from the library, and then I know that I own Hannibal and Silence of the Lambs now, so I thought I might as well own the first one as well. And then I picked up Beautiful Redemption. I haven't started this series yet, but I hope to. And again, it was a bag sale. I know I don't own this one, so I went ahead and picked it up for later reading. And I found 2 more of the Sookie Stackhouse books, and that is Altogether Dead and Definitely Dead, to add to my hardback collection. And that was all from the bag sale. And believe it or not, there's actually a few more books that I picked up. I ordered a few from Book Outlet, and those came in recently. The first one I got was Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, which I love saying her name. That is so much fun. But I got the other one when it was on sale pretty cheap, so I went ahead and found this one out so that I can start the series next month for the #Yearathon, finish or work on a series. So I'd really like to get to this, especially since I have the first 2 books. So I picked that one up online. I just knocked my camera. Sorry about that. Then I picked up Breakfast with Buddha. This is another one that's kind of like travel, kind of Eat, Pray, Love-ish. So I'm hoping to get to that maybe one week this summer when I have a little travel readathon-ish. But it sounded interesting, so I went ahead and picked it up. And if you look, the salt and pepper shakers, I think, are little Buddhas. I thought that was cute. And it was, I think, even though it's like a brand new condition, I think it might have been a scratch and dent one, which was like super cheap. And to kind of go along with the Zen theme for that purchase, I got also the Daily Calm. Each day comes with a little calming sentence. So today is May 18th. Let's see what May 18th is. May 18th says, "The miracle is to walk on the green earth in the present moment, to appreciate the peace and the beauty that is available now." Oh, that's so wonderful. And then it comes with a nice little picture. Let me try to get it in the frame there. A nice little picture to look at. I just like these. I think they're cute. I've been reading them since I got it. It's just been very fun. It even comes with a little bookmark for you to go through. So it's your daily calm. I like it. It's fun. And then last, I actually bought some books at Half Price Books, so let's get to those. And these are my final 5 books that I purchased. The first one is the first in the series of Unfortunate Events, and this one's called The Bad Beginning. I've never read any of these, and I've been hearing that, it's a lot of people's childhood favorite series besides Harry Potter, so I'd like to kind of see what it's about. So yeah, I picked this one up pretty cheap at Half Price Books, and I plan to start this next month for the #Yearathon. Next, I got another copy of Stolen by Lucy Christopher. I love this book. I know a lot of people really didn't like it, but I just think it's better every time I read it, and I plan to loan this out quite a bit, and I like it enough to where I need to have a backup copy. I want to have one with me all the time in case I decide to read it. I found this one in the discount bin, and it's like brand new condition, so I picked this one up to where I can lend this out as people decide they want to read it. Next, I got Revenge of the Whale, the true story of the whale ship Essex. And I actually did a review of the adult version of this book. I didn't realize that Nathaniel Philbrick wrote a children's version of the same thing. But the adult one was called The Tragedy of the Whale Ship Essex. And I'm excited to get into it and see what he's got with this one. What are some differences in this book. And it's just a short little children's one, so I'm excited to read this and see the different writing style for the different audience. And I kind of just stumbled upon this at Half Price Books, so I was kind of excited to find it. Next is one that I sought out, again, for next month for the hashtag a yearathon, where you get into a series or work on a series, and that is the first book in the Infernal Devices. I've heard such good things about this. I've heard it's even better than Cassandra Clare's other series, which I'm kind of alright with. So I'm looking forward to trying this one. And this is Clockwork Angel. So I'm looking forward to that one. And the final book that I've purchased in this massive book haul is a copy of Pride and Prejudice. This is another book besides A Tale of Two Cities that I collect, and I do not have this cover. So I was pretty excited to find a brand new copy with a new cover at Half Price Books. So I will definitely be adding this one to my collection. So, that is all the books, 16 minutes later, that I've bought in the past couple of weeks. I wanted to get this video done, though, so I could start rearranging my shelves a little bit, because I'm getting more books and I'm running out of room, so I need to rearrange some things. I'm looking forward to doing that, and hopefully afterwards maybe I can do a bookshelf tour. Let me know down below if you'd be interested in seeing that. Otherwise, I'd love to know what kind of books you're interested in buying and reading. I'd also like to know if you have any information on any of the ones that I've bought. If you liked it, if you didn't, let me know down in the comments below. And in the meantime, thanks for watching. I hope I'll have a new video up for you soon, and I'll see you then. Bye!